round the edges. That's going to come here and here. With a pull, that means it will come to here roughly and to here roughly. I'm looking for about 75% pull. Okay, so this is 1, 2, 3, 4 squares on the tape. And we're going to do a 75% pull in the middle, roll off top and roll off bottom. So what I do is I take about an inch, both sides, pull the tape. That's going to be the part that I apply to the bottom. Okay, roughly here. No pull. Hold it with my thumb, pull the tape, pull it off. That's about 100%, 80%. Okay, apply it down. Take the tape and just roll it off at the end. Now what we do is we apply that and we just rub it. Heat activates it, and that gets it done. The next way to do it, we'll do this one as well. About 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Round the edges. If we don't round the edges, we have flat edges. What happens every time you move, every time you cut something, it's going to roll the tape off. Okay, so what we do is we round the edges so it doesn't do it. Take about the same amount again, about an inch, top and bottom. This is the next way to tape. Now if I'm taping somebody because I want to restrict movement in the knee and I want to create an angle, I will absolutely do it this way. If I do it this way, I don't keep it on for quite as long. I'd only keep it on maybe a day, okay, because it is on now really tight. Hold on to here. I'm going to pull this bit here. Now I'm going to bend this leg up, give a slight break. Now I'm going to pull this tight, onto there, no roll off again. So no tension. I'm going to straighten the leg and you can see it's under a lot more tension here. Let me roll it up. This one is a little bit tighter than this one, but I've used that on this one here because this one hyperextends slightly more than what this one does. So I'm changing my taping technique for it. Okay? When I'm doing this, just give it a little rub. A little bit of heat activates the glue. We're now going to do one coming from here to here. We want to go almost, I like to get it in line with the top of that tape and in line with the top of this tape. But because I've come down quite long and she's quite leggy, there'll be too much tape coming on the angle. So I'm going to come from here, I'm going to come round, I'm going to come down roughly somewhere between the epicondyles and the middle of the tape here. So about there is where I'm looking to come around. So from there to there. And then we'll cross. It doesn't matter. Don't bring it across the front of the knee all the way around. Just bring it just on the sides. And that's just going to give her just a nice little pull and stop this from going into too much hyperextension. Now, we'll cut 4 bits of tape, roughly looking for about 4 squares again. Remember the tape stretches about 80%. So whatever you cut, remember you're going to get an extra little bit out of it. Now the easiest way to cut the tape to be in the right place is fold it in half, round it. And then once this is like this, we do the same again. And round it. not far off. We'll do this one first to hyperextend slightly less than the other one. We come from here, make sure that the angle that we choose, we can get the back of the knee. And we're applying that quite tight now. Again, same roll off, okay? Nothing coming onto there. Okay, haven't come down quite as long as what I would want. It'll still work for what we want it to do. You miscalculate the size of the length of the leg. Just the next time you do it, add another square on, and you can come down a little bit longer. We're still coming beyond the knee. Emily, please lie flat. We're still coming beyond the knee joint, which is important, not above the knee joint. If we come above the knee joint, we won't really do much. So we're just going to make sure that we always come below. If it's not, when we come back this time, because I never went quite as low as I wanted, I'm just going to change the height that I start from. Just allowed me to get it just a little bit more. Okay. Again, same basic technique. Lower up. As long as it comes below the knee joint, it's absolutely fine. Now this one's a little bit longer. These bits of tape that I cut because I want Emily, please. Thank you. Now, if you want to create more of an angle again, you can bring it up, okay? Remember, if you do that, don't pull it too tight, because now when we lengthen that leg, that tape's under really good constraint now, yeah? But if we went really long, we pulled this at 90%, by the time we get to here, it's not going to get anything. Now, some of the kids that I work with, and I'm using it for therapy, inside therapy, I will do that. I will set the angle 10 degrees off straight, and then pull it really tight, and set the angle there, so it just won't move beyond. And I'll also sometimes use zinc oxide tape on top, and then put kinesi tape back on top of it. The zinc oxide tape is a non-stretchy solid tape. It just won't give me any move, so it'll just hold it into that position. And that way I can use it almost for gait training as well.